We have some more breaking news for you this morning here on NFL AM. Our Ian Rappaport has confirmed that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are benching starting quarterback Josh Freeman for third-round draft pick Mike Glennon. For more on this move, let's make a wake-up call to Ian Rappaport. Good morning, Ian. What can you tell us about this breaking news?
Well, the Bucs informed their players this morning in the team meeting that Mike Glennon would be taking over for Josh Freeman, a move that to a lot of us is really not a surprise. It was just a matter of when. It's my understanding that it's not exactly a divided locker room. Several of the players, several of the key players knew this was coming, and I do not believe are opposed to this move. Now, as far as why, a lot of people expected the Bucs to wait for the bye week just to allow Mike Glennon to have some time to prepare for his first game. But that's not the way the Bucs see it. What I'm being told is the Bucs want Mike Glennon to play this week and then have 2 weeks to go over his corrections, to get his feet set, to take a deep breath, and then go attack the regular season. And for now, Josh Freeman is no longer the starter in Tampa Bay. I'm told they are open to trading him, but the trading deadline is more than a month away. They're not going to give him away for free. We'll see what happens on the quarterback market.
Ian, you know, we talk an awful lot about coaches losing their locker room. From what I gather from your report, you have a quarterback who may, in fact, have lost his locker room. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I would say that is accurate at this point, based on my understanding. I mean, Josh Freeman, he was the starting quarterback, and you know, we in the media made a lot of Josh Freeman not being voted a captain, but there was a reason for that, and it wasn't just that he was late to a team photo. It was that he had some growing up to do, based on my understanding of the situation, and he was late to other things too. And you know, for a locker room of some dedicated veteran players, there were several of them who wondered why he wasn't like they were. And so when they make a move like this, they go to a guy to Mike Glennon, who's a gym rat, who's in early, who is, you know, a guy who loves football and wants to work. We'll see what happens on the field. We'll see if it's better. But in the locker room, this seems to be something that at least a group of core players welcome.
Ian, this is never about one guy when it's the ultimate team sport that's being played. My question to you would be, in making this quarterback change, it seems as though you set the tone for either saying, look, this is not our year, it's a rebuild year, or you say, well, this guy gives us the best chance of winning. What do you think the interpretation of that is, and do you think that the guys will respond to that as a whole?
Well, I think there's two dynamics going on here. There's one that's immediate and there's one that's long-term. The immediate is you can't have quarterback play like Josh Freeman has been playing, under 50% completion percentage. They have a good running game. They have a very good defense. They have a very good offensive line. They simply haven't been getting the play from their quarterback, and they need to see if another similarly talented quarterback can get the job done. Whether he's ready or not, we don't know, but they need better quarterback play. That's one thing. And the Bucs, like a lot of teams, still need to see if they have a franchise quarterback. They need to find a franchise quarterback. And if it's Mike Glennon, then that eases a lot of concerns. It's not Josh Freeman. And so if it's not Mike Glennon, they know what they need to do in the offseason. But you know, obviously it's something they need to find out, and they're going to find out right now.
Wow.
All right, Ian Rappaport, thanks for taking the time to join us with news that you're going to get first here on NFL AM. LeVar, I want to get your take on this move because you have been in a similar situation in your career. It seems like they're calling his work ethic out and his character out. What is your take on this move?
Well, I think when you pull a quarterback after week 3, Nicole, you're basically saying one of two things. You're saying that we're accepting the fact that we can't win with this guy, so we're moving on from him. I think it's very difficult to take a guy out and then put him back in and expect him to be a productive player for your team. That's first and foremost. Secondly, now the kid that you're bringing in to replace him is under a tremendous amount of pressure as well. And how will he be viewed? How will he be judged? All those things will be based around how he performs. If he performs well, it's all history. If he doesn't perform well, if he comes in and he struggles, sure, they'll say, well, we knew that he'd come in and he wouldn't get off to a comfortable start. Possibly he's new in position. But this still puts your team in a very compromising situation. And more specifically, your quarterback at that position. So I think it's a compromising move, and it's, you know, you made it very early, so you better know what it is that you did now that you're doing it.
Your team was already in a compromised situation. Politically, you know, it's not a case of the coach versus the quarterback. Ian was very clear about this, that the quarterback had lost the confidence in the locker room. And I think that this move in itself is a microcosm of Josh Freeman's career. He's an enigma. I mean, is he a guy who threw for 4,000 yards and 27 touchdowns last year? Or is he the guy who couldn't complete 50% of his passes this season? You know, I talk an awful lot about Christian Ponder and Cutler as quarterbacks who have everything but an excuse, but certainly the same thing applies to Josh Freeman. If you look what he has around him, he has a 3-time Pro Bowler in Vincent Jackson. Mm-hmm. He has Davin Joseph, Donald Penny. He has a solid offensive line. You know, he's got Doug Martin, who's on pace to run for 1,600 yards. This is another guy who's got everything but an excuse. And the fluctuations in his numbers from year to year are startling. I mean, 2010, he goes out and throws 20-something touchdowns against 6 picks. And the next year, it's like reverse. You really don't know what you're getting. I don't think that they're giving up on the season. I think quite the contrary. I think they're trying to salvage a season. Remember, this is a team that went out and got a high-priced free agent in Deshaun Goldson and was willing to trade a number 1 pick for the right to invest in Darrelle Revis. They're not going to give up on a season this early. They're trying to salvage a season this early. It
seems kind of strange that you couldn't make that decision in the preseason if you're making it this early in the season.
Right, and Giano said he wasn't playing terribly, but he wanted the offense to be more precise. So we'll see if the rookie
now
quarterback,
the onus is on Giano.
Mike Glennon, and Mike Glennon,
right. Yeah, absolutely.
if he can add precision to that offense.